guys, it's Andre here with ECI Keys and Remotes. So today we have a video for you guys. We're going to be programming I believe it's a 2006 C-Class Mercedes. Customer lost all keys, so they sent it in to get a new key. And they sent us the ignition switch or EIS. And as you can see here, where is it? See if we can get that to focus. It's a 209, W209. It's probably either a 209 or a 211. It's going to be in here. So today we're going to be using these tools, the VVDI prog, the CGMB or DI, and then we also have a computer emulator so that we can test the key once it's complete to see before we ship it back out. Just a simple screwdriver. Then we have the new key. The customer opted for the one without the the panic switch. Okay, and then we're also going to use some adapters, which is going to make it a little easier for us to EEPROM them in. I'll show you what this looks like. First thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and take the EIS apart here. Let's get this thing to focus. The camera keeps jumping in and out of focus. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. And then we'll we'll turn off the automatic. Okay, that should be better. I usually just kind of punch down on these little tabs here. It usually releases it. Okay, that should be good. Alright, so here is the inside. Let's go ahead and get it pulled out here. And I want to look on the board. Let's see if I can get zoomed in here. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's a W211 ST12. Okay, so I'll find the adapter for that one. Here are the adapters, guys. This is kind of what it looks like if you guys were ever interested in this type of tool. It comes with 10 different adapters, just so that we don't have to be soldering in or anything. And the one that we're looking for is this one. Let's see if you can see it here. If I can get it to focus. Okay, W211 ST12 is this adapter. And I'm going to need a cord. So let's pull that out. let's pull up the VVDI. Actually, let's get it plugged in. We do need 12-volt battery, and let's go ahead and get it plugged in. Let's take a look at the diagram here. Now we're going to select EMO, Benz, and it's W211 ST12. So that's AC12. Okay, W211 ST12, but we're going to be using the adapter. And then if I click on the diagram, it will show me how I need to connect it. Alright, so it's going to connect like this. Make sure it's seated in properly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this one does not. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and clamp it down. Okay, that should be seated properly. Let's go ahead and get it connected to our VVDI. Sorry about the camera, guys. See if we can get it to focus here. Alright, there we go. So we'll keep the focus there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it connected. Alright, so there's what it looks like connected. And let's switch over to the program now. And we are going to go to read. And if we have a good connection, then we should get success. So it's reading the chip. Currently at 20%. Alright, operation success. So we have the EEPROM information. We're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to create a new folder on the desktop. We'll call it W211. So we should be good now at this point. And we're going to go ahead ahead and disconnect. Let's go ahead and unplug, and then we are going to plug in our CGMB. Let's plug in our ECU emulator so that we can test out the units. We're going to go ahead and put our unit back together again. Dog's back there barking. Alright, so I'm going to connect the ECU emulator see, here we go. Let's make sure the light's on. Yep, alright, so I'm getting power to it. Now, unprogrammed key, guys. Notice how I can't turn. Okay, nothing. I'm going to show you. So we're going to plug in this key. Nothing. Alright, let's go over to our software now, the CGMB. Okay, we're connected. So we're just going to make sure that this key is invalid and not working. So I'm going to read this key and use 0 times, available 0 times, no position, it's an unused key, blank. Okay, so, and here it is here, I read it, it's unused, blank. And we're going to test it in the module here, the EIS, nothing. So if we take a look here, nothing, it cannot turn. Okay, again, in, nothing. Let's put it back in there. Let's go back to our program and let's go ahead and get this key programmed in. We're going to go EIS, we're going to load the data, and we're going to load the data that we just read from the VVDI prog 211. Here's the original EEPROM data here. Let's open it up. Alrighty, so we have a password here for the key. Here's the vehicle's VIN number. Right now it's currently 2 keys stored in the system. Normally If I would have read it through this device or on the vehicle, it probably would not have gotten the password, so I would need to compute the password. That's not necessary because the VVDI already computed the password for me. So at this point, what I would need to do is generate a key file or key files. So I'm going to load the original data here. It has the key password here. And now I'm going to hit generate. It's going to connect to the server, read all of the data, the EEPROM information, and generate key data for this vehicle. So we'll probably give it a few seconds here. It normally does not take too long. Let's try to access the information through the server 5 times, and now I have generated the key data, and I'm going to save it in this same folder. Let's hit save. Give it a moment here, and it was successful that I generated key data. Now what I'm going to do is go to the read key option here. I still have my unused key, blank key in the device, the programming equipment. What I need to do now is load the key data. And right here it's indicating that if it's a smart key, you push to start, it's going to be a 41. I would need to use the 41 format key. Just a regular remote key, I would use the 51 option. So here's my original EEPROM. Here are all 8 key slots, 41 being the smart key and 51 being the regular key. This member does not, or sorry, this customer does not have the push to start option. Since all keys are lost, what I'll do is I'll just rewrite over this very first option, this first key. He doesn't have it anyway. But again, I'm going to use the 51 instead of the 41 because it's a regular key and not a smart key. So I will select that one, hit open. And now what you'll notice is it's going to start writing the data right here to the key. Do not move the key. All right, now it tells me it's successful. And now let's read this key. Let's see if it's still blank. It is not. It now has a key ID. It says it's key position number 1 for this vehicle. It has this amount of times to be used, 196,000. It's only been used 0 times, but currently it's unused. So what we have to do now is learn it to the vehicle or to the EIS system or the ignition switch. So let me show you how that will go. Let's go ahead and switch back to the camera. Alright, so now this key is written to the number 1 slot. I still have my EIS connected to the computer emulator here. And I'll see if the camera will catch it, but once I stick it in, you'll notice how the little red light, see that red light on the key, is going to light up and it's going to stay lit because it will now start to try to learn this key. Okay. So let's see if you can see it's in there. Not sure if the camera's picking up, but it's red light. Still nothing. But normally I would only need to leave it in here maybe 10 seconds for it to learn or try to activate, pull it back out, and then see if it will unlock the system. So I'm going to pull it out. Now let's put it back in. Okay, it hasn't unlocked yet because you'll hear it because I still cannot turn it. Let's pull it back, put it back in. All right, I just heard the click. Now this ignition switch EIS system has now learned and activated this key, and I can now turn it. So now we can start the vehicle. Okay. We can now start the vehicle with this key. So let's put it back into the programmer and see how we read, or how it reads. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read the key. Now I see that I turned it in the ignition 4 times. This key is now used and activated, and it is position 1. And again, guys, so now this key will work with this vehicle. I'll put this back in the mail. I've already tested it, so I'm not sending the customer back a key that I haven't tested, that doesn't work in the vehicle. Now once he puts this back in his vehicle, the remote will work, and you heard that click. It will now start the vehicle. Okay. So that's programming a 2006, I believe, W9. Also works with W211 as well. Not W9, but W211. That's the end, guys. Simple as that. If you guys need any keys programmed for your Mercedes, all keys lost, go ahead and remove the EIS system, send it to us, and then we'll go ahead and get a key programmed in for you. Okay. We also do the emergency key. I'm going to make another video on that because the customer did send me his door lock. So what I'll do is I'll decode that door lock and then cut an emergency key so that he will also have the emergency key cut. All right, that's all for today, guys.